The American island that split in half overnight, an entire island in the United States, tore itself in half overnight. And the strangest part? Scientists can explain what happened, but not why it happened so fast. Before we go deeper, hit follow if you love unexplained American history that actually happened. Along the U.S. coastline, there's a small barrier island that locals insist broke apart while everyone was sleeping. And for once, the eyewitness stories line up with the geological record. For decades, the island barely changed. Same shape, same shoreline, same dunes. People fished there, camped there, some families kept cabins on the higher dunes. But on one night in the late 20th century, a night with no major storm, no hurricane, and no evacuation order, something impossible happened. Residents woke up to find the island split into two completely separate land masses. A channel of water almost 70 feet wide in the early hours now cut straight through the center. Boats that usually beached on the shoreline were suddenly floating in a new inlet. Sand dunes that had stood for generations were simply gone. And emergency responders arriving that morning described the scene the same way. It looked like the earth opened. But here's the part that still confuses coastal engineers. 1, there was no recorded storm surge. Nothing powerful enough to rip an island in half. 2, tide data shows no abnormal spike, meaning the ocean didn't force its way in. 3 locals reported hearing nothing. No rumbling, no wind, no collapse noises. And yet, the island's new split was clean, straight, and deep. Historical aerial photos show the same shape of island for nearly 80 years. But satellite images taken just days after the event show a completely new map, 2 islands instead of 1. Scientists later determined that the ground beneath the island had been weakening for decades. Water channels underground were slowly eroding the sand from inside. A hidden fracture line was forming beneath the surface, but nobody knew it. Then, sometime in the middle of the night, the last thin layer of supporting sand gave way. The island didn't erode. It collapsed from the inside out. Locals say the split felt unnatural, too sudden, too silent, too perfect. Geologists say it was a rare type of subsurface collapse the public almost never hears about. And today, the 2 islands still exist separately. The channel is wider than ever, and the old-timers on the coast still tell the story the same way. One day it was one island, the next day it wasn't. If you want more real U.S. mysteries nature shouldn't be able to pull off, hit follow. I've got plenty more.